Spencer, back to winning ways. Massive relief with a 1-0 home victory over Maidenhead. How good does that feel?
Yeah, it feels really brilliant. I thought we were, to a man, fantastic today. I think ultimately it's important I say that we had tracksuits for the first time all season, so that's what made the difference. That's what the players are saying. So thank you to Macron. But no, I thought we edged the first half. Obviously, we've had by far the best chance. Dom apologised at half time. He's clean through. Does everything right. Puts the keeper on the floor, but doesn't quite get the ball over him. And Jack's made one decent save, but we've had 3 or 4 sniffs. Really tough game. You know, you're playing a really strong side that's just come down from the National League. Second half, again, it was quite even, but sub made a difference. I thought Teddy came on, robbed the ball, and Dom gets his reward, and I thought Dom was his best game. I thought there were lots of pluses today. You know, it's a really tight game, and I think it's absolutely right. The PRE boys were singing from minute one. You know, they were. The atmosphere was great. I'm surprised it was the attendance what it was, because I thought both sets of fans were great, and you know they really G'd us on. And look, we were brave. We were brave on the ball. We had an overload in midfield. I thought Ryan Hook had his best game before he tired, and I thought Jack, who's had his critics, including from me, Jack Young in midfield, I thought he did his job in the first half when he was marking the danger man, who is a fantastic player for them. He took him out of the game superbly. He stuck to his job religiously, so good that they changed it at half time. And number 4s, number 8s often don't get the credit, but today he deserves a lot of credit. I thought he did a really good job. But you know, Jack Turner makes one fabulous save again in the second half. But you know, it was like a lot of the games we've lost, to be honest. It was a relatively even game. I think we just about edged it. And with what we're going through at the moment, to beat a side like Maidenhead, who until last week won 6 straight, is a fantastic achievement, because we know things are tough at the moment, and it's a massive boost for everybody. Not going to pretend that that's the end of it, because we go Dagenham, Torquay, Dorking next, but it's a real boost to everybody to see the smiles. Thrilled for the fans, thrilled for the players. Might get a few hours sleep myself. So you know, fantastic shift from everybody.
It felt like it was one of those games where only one goal was going to win it. What did you make of the winning goal? It reminded me of the Worthing goal we scored back in August.
I think it was just hard work. I thought both 10s, Mason and Ryan, blew out quite, 65 minutes. So we went a double straight change, and it's hard work on there at the moment. It's really hard work. You know, they're a massive side, Maidenhead, and generally we defended very well. I'm disappointed for Louis Holzman. I think it's a harsh second yellow, so he's going to miss one game. I think that's harsh, but I just thought we looked generally defensively decent. They're a massive side, really long throw, but generally, I think we just about edged it. But it was just, you need this shot in the arm sometimes when it's hard. And you look at our fixtures at the moment, and it shows we can be competitive in every game, and we have been. And I'm just delighted. Hakeem came in and did reasonably well, and young Teddy, whatever he is, just turned 18 last week, above his years. So, but I really shouldn't be picking out anybody. I thought as a group, the subs that came on, we got it right tactically there, and we passed the ball more than we'd done. I said we were bright, as a group, and I don't really care. I'm just absolutely thrilled for the 3 points.
Of course, it is just one win, but do you think today's 3 points could be a turning point for us in the season?
Probably disagree with it. I don't think it's a turning point. We know what a challenge we're in. I bored everyone with a crazy interview, as you know, last night. I think I'll still be very realistic. We need to strengthen, and we need a couple of changes. There's no question about it. I think a few players are really struggling tiredness-wise. Lots of things that people don't know about go on behind football clubs. People that miss training or aren't quite feeling right, etc., etc. I'm not going to disclose everything every game, but we know what a challenge it is. But it just gives you that boost. No one really gave us much a chance today. I get it. For the next 3 games, nobody will give us much a chance. But we've got some really good players, and they're so buzzing in there. And sometimes they need the belief. They need the belief to 1-0 a clean sheet. Yeah, Jack's made 2 great saves, but their keeper's made 3 or 4. And it was a tight game. I'm not going to pretend it was brilliant. We tried to pass the ball more in the right places. The tactics worked well, and that's what comes from hours and hours of watching opposition. We took out their danger man, I thought, pretty well. And as I said, I thought that's where Jack Young in particular gets a lot of praise. So it was a real team shift today, and I'm delighted for everyone involved.
And of course, we added Tommy Lee Higgs to the squad this week. How nice was it to see him play a part in the winning goal?
It's what you love as a manager, isn't it? You make a change, make the double, and he goes and nicks the ball in the corner, lays it to Dom, he scores. You know, managers get, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You try and make subs that you think can change the game. I felt we were tiring. You know, Mason's played a staggering amount of football for us. Ryan's come back into the side recently and hasn't played as much football as we'd like, and understandably they put a hell of a shift on. When we see the stats, I'm sure their distances are really, really strong. So yeah, it's great when these things work. Often, they do, and sometimes they don't. It's football. So yeah, I said ultimately to see so many smiles around the place when you're not expecting it is really, really good. Doesn't change the turning point, if I'm honest. I don't think we've been far away. We're not going to rehash it all again. We've had the most staggeringly bad luck in the last couple of months, and it's not over there. I'm gutted that we won't have Louis next week. But at the end of the day, we'll go again. We'll work really hard. Fantastic for the fans. Again, thank you for so much magnificent support. As I walked in, so many people saying, we're right behind you. Come on, come on, come on. And to be able to reward them with that is great, because I said we weren't that bad on Tuesday night. Unfortunately, came the wrong side of a 1-0. Yeah, this time last week was poor. But that's football. It's a really exciting challenge. We've just played one team come down from the National League. We've got to play another one away next week with some absolute superstars playing, which we all know about. But I want everyone to enjoy it tonight, and then we'll go again next week.
Yeah, just on that Dagenham test, we're in a run now where we face quite a few full-time sides. Another game that we're going to have to be at our best in. Yeah,
I think that is very accurate. We will need to be at our very best to compete. That's really spot on there. So it's down to the boys, isn't it? Clearly we've got to make at least one change, but we've got to be at our very best. And today we were close to it. Yeah, the quality. I was disappointed in the first half that we stole the ball on a number of occasions or passed our way out, and the last pass wasn't good enough. It was poor. We gave the ball away far too easily, unopposed, and that was the thing at half time. I said, fellas, we've got ourselves in some great areas, and the final pass was poor. So we've still got so much to improve on. I don't want to pretend otherwise, but honestly, let's stop talking. Let's just enjoy it. Let's enjoy tonight and go again next week.
Brilliant. Thanks, Spencer, and best of luck for next weekend.
Thanks very much, Dom.